All right, this video is about learning how to play a traditional grip. All right, so I'm going to show you, kind of break down how I teach traditional grip, what some of the core things are so that your technique looks good. The right hand is exactly the same as match grip, basically palm down, right? Making sure you're getting that full range of motion, and then having the fingers touching the stick right there. And when you're playing, so that you can play with good strong diddles, right? And then you're also basically using that wrist motion. Now on the left hand, that's the big thing I think a lot of people have a hard time with, right? This is the way I teach it. So first thing I do is tell people to shake my hand, right? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick that stick right here between the thumb and that pointer finger. And then this is really important, and that is that this right here, this ring finger is actually a shelf, and you're gonna set basically the finger on that shelf. Now I grabbed this a little bit with my thumb when I kind of held it in place, right? So I'm just gonna sit it right there on a shelf. Remember, I'm like shaking somebody's hand, right? So this part is gonna stay like parallel with the ground. Then I'm gonna wrap these fingers around. Usually I touch the pointer finger, and then this middle finger is gonna rest gently on the stick. Now, you'll notice as I was doing that, my thumb actually stayed parallel to the ground. A lot of people's tendency, they'll kind of bring it over like that, but automatically you can see there's tension right here and the stick kind of goes up. So we want to keep this totally parallel, right? And then the key to this is when you're going to play, you're actually going to bring your hand up and then back over. Now, some people describe this as a doorknob. The way I like to think about it is if you were to take your hand and you basically put water in there, right? You would put water in there, and then as you flip it around, you basically dump it. Now the key thing, the reason the doorknob thing kind of works is that it is a small flick of the wrist, right? It's a relaxed wrist, but you don't really grab a doorknob like that. You grab it from here, right? So, but anyways, so it's just a small flick of the wrist. Now this is the thing that's, I think, the big, as I work with different groups, I see little things and this is probably the biggest, I guess, problem point, if you will. And that is these fingers right here, this ring finger and pinky, they actually do a lot of hanging out, right? So right here when I'm in my resting position, they're gonna look like this. But the second I start playing anything fast, single strokes, right, double strokes, you'll notice that these fingers actually release and the stick then becomes free. Right, and it's just kind of, so basically all the support and the fulcrum's here, and all the support comes from this middle finger and this pointer finger. So we're kind of going up and down like that. But as you notice, these fingers right here, if you look carefully, they just get out of the way, right? So that's what you want to practice, is basically just going like that with a flick of the wrist, nice and powerful, and bringing those sticks out of the way, right? Right, so trying to get that out of the way. So that's what I would do, is just sit there, and whatever your exercises are, if you got your single strokes, right, it's kind of 8 on a handish type stuff, letting that finger kind of stay out of the way, let the stick do the work. And then with doubles especially, trying to get those strong doubles, right, getting those fingers out of the way, triples. Right, so that is basically how I teach traditional grip.